Indigo babies, hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Alright, let's get started. Where did I leave off? Actually, how's it going everybody? I'm Drifty from Driftwood Gaming, and my wife is here too. Say hello, T.
Hello, T.
Yes, that is her. I think our microphones are on. Yep, looking good. I'm just going to play the game from where I left off yesterday and try to figure out what I was doing and continue where... Oh, I remember. We were going to kind of convert this into a falling simulator where you just fall down. Instead of like doing platformers and stuff with spikes, more or less kind of like fall down. So it's more like this stuff.
What a way to go.
Falling on a spike. Turn my snare down on my headphones a little bit. There we go, cool. What do you think of my Mega Man death? Turned a little do.
It's great.
There we go. Got it. So it takes a while to design that for very quick gameplay, but it is more fun. Like for example, let's start at the beginning of this stage and see what's more fun. Wallbound, how you doing? Hello. Let's go to the creation code of this room. So I believe that's where I'm setting the, oh no, the spawner, player spawner. Player spawner. So let's move this to 50, I think it was 1100. There we go. So this is where the player would normally spawn. Do good. Just a quick update on the wife. Her foot is healing. Good. Gosh, kids. Climbing up, platforming like this is not nearly as fun as falling down. I think I want to redesign.
Just have them like run up a slope, or every level starts at the top of the fall.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Just start every level at the top, and you have to reach the bottom. And as you fall, you have to click these things for extra points. That little block is not good. Okay, I have a new idea. We're going to change... Level 1 is fine. We'll keep level 1. But then level 2, I'm just going to have it start where it was. Looks like, what was it, 640? 300? Something like that. So this will be like your typical platformer. Gosh, you know what? I don't even know if I want to use level 1. kind of want to just start over with the levels. And like this is level 1. You just kind of like fall down right here. Or actually, level 1 is useful because it lets the player get used to how fast they move left, how fast they move right, their jump speed. Level 1's good. I'll keep level 1 like that, and then level 2 will just go straight to here. They can't get over on this side, so I mean I could essentially just leave that how it is on the left side. It's very hard. Level 1. This is to get the player used to the physics of the world. How close they can get to spikes and whatnot. And then this is like throwing them in, like from here on out you're just falling. Got it. Like that's really fun, that part. So let's stick with that. Oh, I also said I wanted to make a timer. So let's make a timer. Let's make a new object. Controller, draw text, score. It's persistent. This is using the GUI. We can do the timer on the score. Timer equals 0. And then we can say timer plus timer equals timer plus 1 divided by 60. Every frame. It means every second is just going to go up 1. That's a simple way to do it, I suppose. I can kind of calculate that first. 1 divided by 60 is... Nope, I definitely don't want to calculate, or just write that in. I want it to auto-calculate. Hey Skepsis, he says, hello everyone, was checking out the demo for Pixel GameMaker, not really feeling good about it so far. Oh yeah, what do you like or dislike about it? Is the chat showing up in the video? Can you check that for me? The feed? Like for example, test the chats. Testing 1, 2, 3. Like there's like a 5-second delay, I think. So see if that pops up or not on the thing. Sometimes it just works and sometimes it doesn't.
Not seeing it.
And I don't change anything. Let me go to the live scene. So we've got the, you can see the scrolling text though at the top, right? All the Patreon backers?
Yeah, I can see that.
The first time you jump in any engine, you're not going to understand. Like, just kind of expect that you're not going to get it the first time. But, you know, mess around with it, give it a good shot, and then sleep on it, and then try it again another day. You might like it a little bit better with any engine, not just Pixel GameMaker. Let me just check my... It says all chats. Let me turn it off and turn it back on. The old turn it off and turn it back on routine. So I've got lots of things here, but everything is off except for monitor capture, the all chats API, alert box, and Patreon backer text. And then I can go here for the alerts. You like Godot? Yeah, I do too. I'm still learning Godot. I'm not going to do any tutorials on it until I get a better grasp on it. I don't use it enough. I've just started to mess around with it. But I do love its accessibility, and it's very powerful. It's like 30 megabytes, low performance impact. It's very, very optimized, and it's open source and free to use. So it's definitely going to surpass a lot of engines like GMS2 and whatnot in the future. All right, we've got a basic variable being created and added close to a second every frame. Now we just need to draw some text. Let's go with adding the shading. So let's draw text. Where do we want it? I don't know. Let's just keep adding. Let's just put 400 for now, and then the Y location will be 17. And we will say timer. Essentially copy paste this, except we'll have a 3-pixel increase. No. We'll say this is 400 and this is 403. Right? No. Yes. So this is increased. Lives. This should be 300 and this should be 303. This should be 332, and this should be 335, and this should be 403, 400. And we do the same thing, except here we put in timer. I think what I need to do is go like this, and can I truncate it? What about clamp? What's the code to make it only show two additional, like a tenth and a hundredth decimals? Making it an integer. It's a 2int. That's Java. That's JS. I don't necessarily want to round to nearest. How do you round to the nearest 100th? Let me just do a quick search. How do you round to the nearest 100th in GML? Yo-Yo Games. Round n. Okay. Round to number. That round will just round to the nearest integer. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Rounds to the nearest integer. what if I don't want to make it an integer? Godot is a really good node-based engine that you can download and use for free. It's open source. It's a fantastic engine. It's kind of hard to learn at first, but it's really good. I'm still learning it myself. I don't want to /round. I want to round to a certain decimal place. Yeah. You have to first multiply the number in question by how many intervals can be in a whole number. If you want to round to 0.2, multiply by 5 first, then round, then divide by 5 again. If you want to round a point, multiply by 4 first, then round, then divide by 4 again. Wait, why am I not understanding this? Test variable, round to 0.25. Var rounded n equals round n times 1 by round 2 divided by 1 round 2. Let me take this code and just play with it for a second. Okay. Var n equals timer plus 1 divided by 60. And then round 2, why 25? 0.25. Var rounded n equals round of n. I have to put a timer up here first. Timer equals timer plus 1. Let's just say var n equals timer. And then okay, let's just and then we can say timer equals n, right? No, rounded n. So then we want to draw the rounded n, or draw a timer. Actually, yeah, just draw a timer. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, I need to move timer to the right, and it doesn't increment, so that's not what I want. Push timer over to the right a little bit by adding 50. And it's obviously not working. What if I just go like this for now? Oops. Wow, that worked very nice. think I need to move it a little bit though. So let's move the timer to the right and reset it when the player dies. Let's go with 20 pixels. Actually, let's do 50 pixels. Nope, 40 pixels. Nope, 30 pixels. Okay. And reset, we'll say timer equals 0 when the player is spawned. So with object underscore score. Timer equals 0. Nice. Okay. There we go. Let's make a scoreboard. Actually, on the score, we can make a variable called show scoreboard equals false. On the draw GUI, we can say if show scoreboard is on, then we'll draw other text. Else. So basically it'll do this stuff if scoreboard is off. But when show scoreboard is on or set to true, then instead it'll just show all the scores. So we'll make some variables. Level 01 score equals 0. Level 02 score equals 0. Level 03 score equals 0. And then from the Start menu, inside the draw text maybe? Yeah. Press enter to start. We can say draw text room width divided by 2. Actually the same. Room height divided by 2 plus 32. Press S to view scoreboard. Oh, wait, okay, I see the problem here. I have to use this. I can use parentheses, but I have to do a backslash on it, which is fine. I'll just use that. This has to be scrolled. And then on the controller, let's just start closing stuff. Let's copy this, paste this. Start game. This will be view scoreboard. Restart game. Go to level 2. Let's make room scoreboard. Wait, we don't actually have to do that. Instead, yeah, we don't have to change the room. We can stay on the title, and instead we just turn on a switch, right? With object score. View scoreboard or scoreboard. Show scoreboard. Set to true. What is the error? Open, 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 close, close, close. There we go. Now we need a way to turn off the show scoreboard. So we'll say press S to toggle scoreboard. Of course, the score isn't created on the title screen, so there's a problem there. Instead, I'm going to actually put it on the title screen, now that I needed to do that. So on level 1, where I have the scoreboard, I'm going to delete it off here, and I'm going to put it on here. I also have some code that deletes it. At some point when you go here, it deletes it. Is it on the creation code? Yeah, destroys the score, which I don't want to do that way. Instead, we'll just check to see if we're on the current room title, and if it is, then I just won't show that other score stuff. Which we already did right here. So if we're setting to show scoreboard, well, actually it's not right here. So from default, one, two, three. So it's going to be drawing all of the timer stuff. Oh. I know how to do it. Else. Else. That. And then do I put these in? Yeah, I go like this. Else, if we're not on the room title. Might crash. I did a lot of different changes here. See what happens. So it's showing the score, lives, and timer. Press enter to start, press S to view scoreboard. If we press S, it just does that stuff. So let's do a couple of things. On the show text, draw text, let's make a conditional statement here saying if not show scoreboard, then you show this stuff. Draw text, show scoreboard. Oh yeah, duh. Okay. Because the scoreboard is in a different object, so object score dot score, show scoreboard. it's still showing the timers here. There needs to be more. Oh, obviously we need to add to the Y parameters. One, 264. 364, 364. And there needs to be more space. Okay, so level 1 score is fine. Level 2 score needs to go up. It's only like 16 pixels difference on the Y value difference needed. So instead of 32, we're going to do 16. So this is going to be, say, 150. $165.6, and then 182, and then this that distance is fine, but 164 doesn't need to be 196, it can be 180, and then 196. I think it should just be listed straight down, huh? So the X could be the same. Mm-hmm. 164, 264, 164, 264. Yeah, that's fine. But then I want S to toggle it back off again. So on the controller, feeling good. I love you too. Thank you so much. Hello, Fortnite Mapper. How are you doing? Godot is not a new engine. It's been around for a long time, like a decade or so. But it's just getting bigger and more popular because new features keep getting added to it, and it's open source. So like everybody around the world is working on it, constantly making it better, and it's free, absolutely free to use, and it's lightweight and optimized very well. So, I see it getting bigger in the future too. That's why I'm going to start messing around more with it. But I'm still going to use GMS2 to put out a few games. Same thing with RPG Maker MV. What am I doing? Oh yeah, okay. So with score, we need to say if show scoreboard. So if this is false, I do that. Why is it doing that? That's fine. If it's false, then make it true, else make it false. What does it mean, syntax error? I don't believe that's an error. Why is it saying an error? Okay, with current realm, when we're on the title and we press S, with this object, if it's false, make it true, otherwise make it false. Oh, I see. I'm stupid. I need to close this and bring this back and go like this. And go like this. We've got open, 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 close, close, no, close, 3 opens, open, 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 close, open, close, close, close. So we've got 4 closes and 4 opens, and they're all matched up perfectly. Okay. It seems pretty simple. Let's try it again. So press enter to start. Okay. Press S to view the scoreboard. There's the scoreboard. I'm going to say press S to toggle scoreboard. And I could leave that one there, no matter what. I don't want this showing at all, though. So on the score, it's showing this stuff. I don't need to make another Boolean. I can just see if the player doesn't exist. Oh wait, if the player exists, do this stuff. Once the player, if the player exists, do this. The player won't exist on the first screen, so it shouldn't show that stuff. There you go. Instead of view, let's type in toggle and have it stay. So that's on the draw text. So there's a problem. You can press enter to start, so we have to limit that to on the controller. if you press enter, I can make another and make this super long, but I can just make a condition here as well. There. Now it shouldn't let us go to level 1 by when we're viewing the scoreboard. So it turns it off while we're viewing the scoreboard. Okay, so pressing enter crashes now. Oh, because it's object underscore score. I'm doing it here because I'm saying with scoreboard, but I'm not doing that there. So enter works, restart, toggle, enter does not work there, which is good. Alright, now we've got a scoreboard. Actually, let's set the scores to 1,000 by default because lower is better. So let's also note that lower is better with the draw text when we're showing the scoreboard. Or actually on the scoreboard, draw GUI. Lower score is better. And let's start the scores at 1,000. So you want the scores to be lower. Lower score is better. Okay, so now we need a way to assign our score. And maybe a way to remember our score. And maybe we reset the clickers. So is the timer going to matter though? That's the question. If we're going to go by our score, it makes more sense to slowly go through it and click everything. How does the timer come into play? So I guess when we reach the portal, that's when the timer will calculate the score. We don't add to it. We can say with the score, level 1 score equals object, wait, the score timer is actually kept here, isn't it? Where's our timer? Okay, we can close this. Keep that open, that. Where are we handling the timer? Controllers? No. We're handling it right here. So with the score, level 1 score equals timer. Oh, we need a condition in here. Gotta check what room we're in. If room underscore current room, if current room equals r underscore level 1, we need the room go to next at the end. Yep. Timer minus score, player score. Player. Come on, brain. We also need to reset the timer. So we're going to say timer equals 0. And score equals 0. Nope, player score equals 0. So when we get to level 2, it switches over. Let's add the portal to the end of the second level and make the player go back to the title screen. Room go to next. How do I check to see if there's another room after that? Because it's going to crash when we go to next room, because there's no next room, right? It won't go back to the beginning, it'll just crash. I believe. We'll see what happens, though. I'll do level 1 and see if it puts the timer in. If it keeps our score. Scoreboard's currently set to 1,000. Lower score is better. We start level 1. The timer's running, and oh, we're dead. Okay, so here's the thing. If you get these little bonus guys, it makes sense to just let your character die, get them all slowly, and then this is not the way I want it to be, but right now it makes sense to get all of the bonuses, like so, and then die, and then beat the stage as fast as possible to get the highest score. Which is not what I want. So I think if the player dies, I need to reset bonus. I'm going to rename score to bonus, because your score is going to be calculated by your time minus your bonus. If you can beat the stage, because the timer keeps resetting when the player dies, which is fine. I kind of like that. Boom. Okay, it's going to crash now. I'm just going to say what? With the score current room, it's not set before reading it. If current room equals... Oh, duh. Current room is stored in the controller, isn't it? Yes. So I have to say... I could restructure this, or I could just put O_controller right here. Which I'll do. I also need to check the creation code so that it does set the current room. Current room, yeah, level 2. Yep. So what I think I should rename we're going to say bonus. I'm going to put player bonus, and that's going to change a lot. Every time I have player score, I have to change to player bonus. I'm going to have some bugs from this change, but it'll make more sense. Oh, of course. Now it says bonus. Okay, but when I click it, oh yeah. On the clicky also. So you get your bonus, based on how many of these you click, but when you die, you lose your current bonus. So to get the highest score possible, you have to run through it, click everything, and not die in the fastest time. That makes sense? So now on the player spawner, I think I could start closing stuff again. Eventually start getting too many things open and it gets clustered. Let's go to the player spawner, and when the player dies or is spawned, we set player bonus, which is handled in score, back to 0. So when I'm saying with score, timer is 0, player bonus equals 0. Let's test it. So we get it, and then we die, our bonus is at 1, it should go back to 0. It does. Timer restarts, the bonus goes back to 0, and our lives go down 1. But also these are gone. So because you died on the stage, you've lost whatever bonuses that you could have gotten from it. I kind of like that. Gives you incentive for like doing a flawless run. Like it is a skill-based thing. Okay, cool. So now if I go back to the title screen with F5, it's kept my score. So my level 1 score is 5.9 because I beat it, and it subtracted my bonus from my time. I think I need to put an outline, a shadow, on the score. Also add a couple more pixels to space them out some, and bring this down even farther. Press S to toggle scoreboard. So that is on the draw text. Instead of plus 64, let's do plus 128. And I'm gonna maybe, let me see if I have my shadow script over here. Did I make a shadow script? Particles, is it utility, save game, warp approach, chance, draw text shadow. What? Yeah, here it is. I'm literally just gonna copy my draw text shadow script and make a new script. Create a group called utility, and then draw text shadow, and then paste it in here. So what it's going to do is let me input a draw text one time. So it's basically just saying draw text extended. So I have all these arguments to put in. But the bonus to this is that, like, of course I have all these, what are they called? Arguments that I could put in here to set the shadow color, the intensity of the shadow, the distance, the direction. So I have to pass more information into it. But the bonus is I can do this a single time. I can just say draw text shadow, and I'm calling a custom script that's passing in all of this stuff. So let me keep it open, and instead of using draw text, I'm going to pass in that. Draw text shadow. And you see how it turned orange because it recognized it as something, as a function we put in as a script. You can add your own functions, basically, as scripts. Doesn't always pass what it's looking for. Like if I go to draw text, it'll tell me at the bottom draw text what it needs. Doesn't always do that. If I close it and open it. So I'll pass the same stuff, copy that, undo, paste in here. That's the X, then the Y, and then the string, which is, I'm going to say this. And then it wants the shadow color, comma real. So we'll say C black, I guess. Intensity, we'll do 0.1, 0.1. Distance, we'll say 2. And then finally the direction in degrees. So 90 or 270, we'll say 300. Put it in the direction. Where did I draw 300? Did I put 300 wrong somewhere? No. 300. Okay, let's comment this out. What did I miss? It's got an X, it's got a Y, it's got a... Oh, color. I gotta put in the color. Oh, wait, I did that. I gotta put in C underscore red and then C black. So it's drawing the red font with black shadow with a tenth. Maybe we put more here. We change numbers, but let's see what it looks like. Looks the same. Let's increase this to 1. Now you can really see it. 1 pixel. And we'll do the same thing for up here. Let's take this. Draw text, shadow. We want to put it in red with a black outline. Then we want to put the how thick it is, 1 pixel, and then what was this? What was the next thing? The distance. Intensity, distance. Say 3. Let's see what happens if we say 3. And then the direction, we'll put 300, which I think is to the bottom right. That's kind of sloppy. Let's put it back to 2. The distance of 2 makes it look better. 1 pixel thick intensity. Oh wait, I get it. Intensity is how, we're going to say 0.5 intensity with 2 pixel distance. Yeah, that's nice. But I can use this for the rest of my stuff too. For right here. So let's do that. Hey Doc Weeze, how you doing? YouTube on that stupid ish again? No update? Check on Discord. I guess it helps that I live stream the same time of day every time. I just kind of assume that it'll be this time of day. Hey Carrid, in order for the needed arguments to be shown, you need to put the green text like this. / arg object ID / arg x arg y. Oh really? Okay, let me update it. Can I just include it at the end like this? / arg. Oh yeah, at argument. X, Y, string, color, shadow, color, intensity, distance, direction. Can I do that? Let's see. Save that. Yeah. There we go. X. What? Wait. I mean, it kind of shows it. But why does it say -y? Each needs its own / arg to be separated by the commas. Okay. So I can just kind of go like this, / at arg, and then get rid of the comma, right? Let me just see what that looks like. Let's see what happens if I keep the commas in. It adds a little dash. Where's that dash coming from? That's weird. Putting a little dash after everything. X dash, Y dash. And then when I put a comma, it actually just adds a comma and then adds a dash comma, which messes it up. So commas mess it up. I don't know why there's like a X dash comma, Y dash comma. If you look at the regular draw text ones or any other thing, they don't have like a dash after them. But hey, I mean, it doesn't matter that there's a dash there. It still tells me what it is. It's looking for an X, a Y, a string, a color, shadow color, distance, and direction. That makes the script much better. Can you put the whole arg stuff beginning in the second row? Sure. Let's cut it out there and put it right here. I mean, it doesn't change the dash thing, but it doesn't really seem to affect anything negatively besides making this longer, which isn't a big deal. Still there, but that's good. Thanks, Carrot. I appreciate that. I just got to use argument, like at arg. Unlocked, drips, broken, robot boys. I hate random bugs. The bugs that don't affect things are just annoying. Did my mic just bug out? Do I sound like a robot? I have to reset the stream if that's the case. And why would it do that? Anyway, let's continue modifying. No, your mic's fine. We were saying things about the comma. It was in. Or what was I said it in a robot voice. Why is it not working? I am a human being. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's go over here. You see how I've got draw text and then draw text again for the shading. That's not what I want to do. We want to, instead, of course it's going to be longer lines and it might even look less good as for the way the code looks because it's more, but it's going to be more robust and I won't have to type everything out twice and draw twice as many things. So let's start at the top. X, Y, string, C white, C black, distance of 1 pixel, distance direction. Oh, did I not include intensity? I think I forgot something here. Shadow intensity. Oh, I'm stupid. Arg intensity. That would explain it. So color intensity, which would be 0.5. Distance 1. Direction 300. You can close this now. And then we can get rid of this, actually. Oops. I mean, it does pop out and look better. It's such a subtle thing, but still, it's better. So let's subtract the x. Hold on, why was that to the left? 160, that's not 4 pixels. Are we set to like center or something? It must be aligned differently. The y value. And the x would make it go to the left. Let's do 160, 260, 160. 160, 260, 160, 260, and then add a little bit of extra space. We'll add 70, this will be 70, 90, 90. C white, C black, 0.7, 1, 300. Why don't I just copy this? Big dumb dumb. Just add underscore shadow and then comma paste. Same thing right here. Why don't I just underscore shadow, comma paste. I actually don't need this yet, or at all anymore. And I don't need any of this either. Except subtract 3 and 1 from all of these. So 75, 75, 300, 332, 350, 330, 530, and all of these are 16. Let's see what it looks like now. Looks roughly the same. I mean, it looks good. Let's hit F5. I feel like it needs more. $270 and 360. So adding 45 would be in the better angle. So I need to change all the instances of 300 and and replace it with 315. I can safely do that, except for this one here. I'll just go ahead and say do that and then take this one back. Yeah, that's better. Because now it's pointing directly to the bottom right. The shadow, that is. F5. Yes. That looks better. Cleaner. I can raise lower scores better a little bit by subtracting a few pixels from the Y value. What if I change all lenses of 0.7 to 0.9? To make the shadow more pronounced. It's better that way. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a little thing, but you can't see white on white. And even if I change the background to something dark, you'd see it. If I change something to something bright, then you'll see it. So a really bright text with a dark color shadow will make it so that it's always visible no matter the background. I think that's kind of important. Now let me go to draw text and update that a little bit too. Let's change this to be 0.9 and 1 pixel. 0.9 and 1 pixel. And 315. Johnny Spam says, hello Drift, do you have any tutorial on a leveling system in GameMaker Studio 2? I wanted to make a game like Castlevania Symphony of Night. Yeah, I do have some tutorials on leveling systems. If you watch the last series I made with like the clickable RPG, I go through leveling systems there. But essentially, you're just going to have some conditionals, and you're going to control variables, right? So I'll create an object called level system. We create a new object, store, and define values. So here we're going to have like a player current level equals 1, and you can say player max level equals whatever you want, right? 99. 1 equals 7. It's not a comparison. So right here we're creating new variables, and we've already set a limit. We're saying the player is going to be level 1, the max they can get is 99. Then we're going to say player current HP equals 100. Player max HP equals whatever you want it to be, 9999. So we're setting caps. Or actually, you'd probably want it to go like this. You set your max HP, and then you set your current HP to your player's max HP, like that. Or you can come up with a formula. You can say your max HP is player current level times 100. Right? So now, as you level up, your max HP is going to go up. So you can go from level 1 to level 99, and your max HP is going to be your level times 100. You can change this, right? You can say it's 100 plus your level times 10. So now it starts at 100, but actually you'll start at 110. If you want to start at 100, you can say 90. But whatever, right? So you have 100 plus your max. So every level you get 10 more HP. Start with 110. And then when you level 2, you have 120. Level 3, you have 130. And at the beginning of the game, your current HP will be set to your max HP. And say you kill something on an object, you would do something like you need to define some more variables for your level system, right? So we would have like player experience level, player current experience. These names are arbitrary. You can abbreviate and shorten them and do whatever you want. We'll say we start with 0 experience, we're a knob. Player max experience can equal something like your player current level times 100. So you need to get 100 experience times your level to get to the next level. You can change the formula and algorithm all you want, but you can do a checks and balance like this. You want to make this persistent object so that it's always available. When you load it in at the beginning, every map you go to, all this data is still there and it doesn't reset. You can say something like if player current experience is greater than equal to player max experience, then you'll do something like player current level plus plus. So whenever you get 100 or more experience, you go up a level. And then you'll say player current experience equals back to 0. You could do it like that. Of course, you can keep it the same and just raise the maximum. I would just set it to 0 for simplicity. So you have this much experience on this level, because your level goes up and your experience goes back down. But it's up to you, however you want to do it. This is a simple way of handling it. So your level's going up now when you get that much experience. You'll also need to set something else up. What else do we need? We've got our level, max level, HP, max HP, current experience, max experience. And see, as we level up, our player max experience will go up by 100. So now it's going to say, is your current experience greater than or equal to 200 once you've leveled up? And then if it does, it'll raise this to 3 and set it back to 0 and then go from the top again. But actually, on this conditional needs to be on a step, right? Because this create is only going to happen once when the object is created. So we add a step event, and you put this here. Every frame this runs. And this only runs at the beginning. Runs once at the beginning when created. And you can do something else like if player current HP is less than or equal to 0, then you can say game end. It actually closes the game. You can say game restart like that, or you can say because is a good thing to say every now and then. No, it's not. You can say like room, go to r underscore game over. So like take them to the game over screen if the player dies. Right. There's some ideas for you. The problem that I'm having is that my status isn't changing, like increase of attack or defense. Okay. the status values are on my player object. What you should do probably is take all of the values and put them on a controller, like an object level system that's persistent. That way you can destroy the player object and your values stay somewhere. Try that instead. Try moving all of your values off the player object onto like a controller. And then you can say, if you want to control it from the player, you can just say with object controller, then you do all this stuff inside of here, blah, 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 blah. Or you would just control it right here on the controller. You can try that. Make sure that you have it on the step, because if you put it on the create, it's only going to read it once at the beginning. What you can do is base your stats on your, so you level up and you add attack and defense. So let's define those variables, right? You've got player attack equals, we'll say you start at 10. Player defense equals 10. What you can do is say plus player current level, and then maybe like times 2 or whatever you want. Plus player current level. And you can take these, copy them to the step, and now if you're on your controller, as long as the controller's in there, whenever you level up the player, the attack will update. So it's saying your attack is 10 plus your current level. So as you level up, right here, then your attack and defense also go up. And you can change the numbers around. And you can say level times 2. Or if you have more complicated, you can always encapsulate and say level times 5 plus 10 divided by 10. And if you needed to do something complicated like that, you could, right? Make your algorithm however you want. Just remember, if you destroy your player object, to make him disappear or something, the value on that object disappears. So storing all of your stats and your variables on an invisible, persistent object that never goes away and is never seen makes more sense than directly on an object that you're going to move around the screen and have it interact with colliding objects and destroy at some point, make invisible. Of course, you can keep it on the player object, but then you're limiting yourself. You can't really destroy that object because then you destroy all of the information that object was holding. Hopefully this makes sense and helps you out a little bit. If it does, then hit that like button. If not, keep asking questions, and maybe I'll help you eventually. Where are we at? Alright, so we added our shadow script. That's good. Oh. Beastly death. So when we die now, we lose our bonus. That makes more sense. Boom. Let's see if we can get to the end here. It's going to crash when I touch the portal because there's no room to go to next. So I can't actually get in that portal or crash me, but what I want to do is hit here and actually press S and see my score. So my score is 9.83. The lower the better. So now I have like a way to, let me try to beat my level 1 score. So my timer's going. Boom, 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 boom. F5 and look at my score. 6.3. I beat it by about 3 seconds, or 3 points. Instead of 1,000, I'm going to put 9999 just because on the... See, I create this level system here, which I'm not using, but it's not going to matter. I'm not actually throwing this object in my world, so I can leave it here for future explanations. But what I'm going to do is move this into the defunct category because I'm not using it. At the end, before I deploy the project, I'll go in and delete all the defunct objects and remove any notes or anything that I don't actually use or need. Just to reduce the file size a little bit. Okay. What should we add now? I think we need to... I'm going to keep level 1 how it is. Level 2, I kind of feel like... Wait, why isn't it showing level 2? Let me close it and reopen it. There it goes. Like, kind of crashed on me. It was too big. I feel like I need to redesign. I mean, obviously this right here breaks the game. So let me go to collision. So you can't like get over there from here. Like this, and even this one makes it difficult. This one needs to be one you jump over. This is just a death trap. Thought it was funny yesterday, but now I realize it's just impossible. It's possible, but it's just too stupidly hard. So I'm going to fix that. As soon as I figure out what I'm doing here. Let's go to here. Select this. And go like this instead. Or maybe like that, yeah. So now you can jump here and jump here. But I need to get rid of that spike. Instances, get rid of the spike. I'm also going to get rid of this right here. What? Instance, nope, collision, that's why it's not working. Foreground, let's put this like this and get rid of that one. So you can get like that, and then jump out, across, up, across there, and then there, and jump down here. I'm going to leave this because, you know, I went through the effort of making it. But the rest of the game, it's going to be more falling stuff. And I have a ton of space. I'm just going to redesign the map so that it's very length heavy and it just falls straight down. So you start at the top and you just fall. You hit the bottom and you go to the next level where you're falling. So what I'm going to do is make a new level, create room. This will be a width of something small. What's my camera? 360 by... What's my camera? Viewports. 0. 320 by 180. So I'm gonna, I'll use 360. What if I zoom the camera out on the next one a little bit? Let me try that. I'll do 320 by 320. It'll change the view and feel of the game, won't it? I'll keep that the same. 320 by 180. But I'll use, it's like a straight drop. Level 3. It's basically going to be a straight drop. It's going to be like 1,000 by 360. No, 2,000 by 360. Well, actually 360 by 1,800. It's just a big drop. So on the creation code, we're going to take this, copy this, put this in here. We're going to say, this is level 3 now, player created false. We'll have to make a background for it. Let's go to enable viewports and view visible. The width will be 320 by 180. What if I do 320 by 320? So the camera properties and the viewport properties, object that's following is going to be the player. The border 128/78. I'm going to do 128/128. I'm going to try some different camera stuff just to see if it feels better when you're falling down, because you don't have enough room, you don't have enough time to react to this. So this is really hard because you can't see far enough down. Your camera is designed to see very more left to right than top to bottom, which I've changed the way I want to do the game, so I kind of need to change the camera around a little bit. What's my resolution here? It is 360 by 1800. Let's go to Photoshop real quick. Make a new 360 by 1800. Delete, make a new layer, delete the background layer, and then do like a gradient or something, maybe. Hold up, deselect, gradient. I don't know, that's fine. Let's go with this and make some clouds. Puffy clouds. I kind of need them to be smaller though, don't I? Let's go like this. That looks terrible. Hold up, let me find a better one. And then I'll make it slightly bigger. that works. Oops. Okay, let's save this as just a PNG is fine. We will call it Sky Background 03. It's a big file. It's going to take a second to save. Okay, it's done. Let's import that into GMS2. Go up to Sprites, make open backgrounds, create a sprite, import this one, call it s_skybg03, and then assign this in the background layer of this map as the sprite we want to use. There we go. Let's make a new tile set with a sprite, file new, 32 by 16. Zoom in a bit. Let's pick a palette. Gonna make it inverted this time. Save this one as, what number is it on now? 4, 5? Grass tile set 5. Wait, no, don't overwrite it. 6, oh, 7, 8. Wow, 8. There we go. And then from here, I'm going to go into tile setter. Let's create a new one. And import that new one. Let's just zoom in a bit. Delete this. Right click this and create a blob. There we go. Some grassy area. Let's put a stony border on it. Kind of different, right? The opposite of. It's got a weird jagged thing going on I don't really like. Huh. Not a great tile set. It definitely makes more sense to make the dirt the inside and then the grass on the outside. But even that, I think I can fix it. But what I have to do is like this. Let's take this color and go like this. And then we'll take this color. No, not like that. Like this. And this one. And then take this one. This doesn't look right. Hold up. There we go. That looks better. So let's save this, overwriting. Let's go back to tile setter and make a new one. Import. The same one, but we've adjusted it to fix the edge issue. So let's blob this and then select the new edge. That looks a lot better. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That'll work. Alright, let's take this. I'm selecting one blank space before it because the GMS2's like it needs this to be blank, transparent. So I will go here, right click, export this as an image, and we'll call this grass tile set 8 blob. Now we'll go into GMS2. Let's go to sprites. Under the tile sets, we'll add a new sprite. Import that image. And we'll call it S underscore grass 08. And close it. Now we go to tile sets and we create a new tile set and select the grass 08 sprite. And we have to do auto tiling. So this part, I mean, I usually get it right now, but sometimes it's kind of hard to get right. Let me zoom in here and select a new 16 tile set. So we're going to select this one, and then this is here. This is here. This one is here. This one is here. This one is like so. And then you have this one. Then you have this one. Now this one is this bottom corner. This is right here. And then this is like that. Oh no, wait, this is the top right corner. I messed up, but I can fix it. Okay. This, and then this one is like that. Yeah, I know. This is actually that. And this one is going to be like that. This one is going to be like that. But I've got a duplicate somewhere, which I think is here. It's got to be this one, right? Nope. I messed it up again. Alright, let me delete this, trash can it, new one. Gosh, okay, this one is like that, this one is like that, this one is like that, like that, that, that. Now this one is right here, gotcha, and this one is right here. Gotcha. this one, this one, this one, this one. Gosh, it's so confusing to me because I'm usually like having a grass around the edges and then dirt on the inside. And then they're also reversed, like these ones are supposed to be the small ones. Yeah, I realize this is making no actual sense if you don't know what I'm talking about. Then like this, then like this, then like this, this, and then this, and this, no, this, and then this. This is probably not right. It's kind of complicated to get this right. But anyway, I'll call it AT_grass 8. But what that lets me do is auto tile it so that on my map, let's go back to the map, I'll add a layer here and I'll call it background tiles. Add another one called foreground tiles. This one will be called deco tiles. This one will be collision. I'm going to add a bottom particle layer. On top, I'm going to add a top particle layer. I think that's it. I spelled it wrong. Particle layer. There we go. And then for the foreground, I'm going to select the tile set I just selected. Let's zoom into it. Oh, hey, baby. It's okay. I'm going to end the live stream right now, guys. Let's just test to see if this... I got this wrong. So I just got the corners wrong, which I can fix. So let me go back into the tile set very quickly.
That's a pretty tile set you got there.
Yeah, I made it right now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Made it in like 10 minutes. The getting it auto-tiled right is the complicated part. Let me go back to resources, and then in tile set 7, I'm going to call it TS_grass 08. And where I have the top right and the bottom left need to be reversed, so let me just try to find that. That's this one. So right here I've got to be picking this one, and then right here I've got to be picking this one. And I believe that's all good now. Should be set. And then that is this one, and that is this one. It's all good. Boom, close this. Let's go back to this, select this again. And there, we got it. Got our new tile set. Beautiful, very beautiful. That's going to do it for today's live stream, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Big shout out to all my Patreon backers. I've got the text scrolling at the top. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want more content like this and other engines content as well. Back me on Patreon if you would like specific rewards. I've got them all listed, and I've updated the Patreon today, so everything should be clearer. I've added new perks. All of the tutorials I post from here on out will be early access on Patreon, so if you want them early, back me on Patreon. They still go to YouTube a week later. And I offer a new tier, the designer tier. I'll let you guys check that out if you want to go read everything. It's updated. It looks good. Hopefully, you guys will back me on Patreon if there's a service I can provide for you. Also, come hang out on the Discord. We have a Discord server where we hang out when I'm not live streaming. I'm there every day. I'm available. Just send me a private message. Links are in the description. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys. Wait, today's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have a great weekend, everybody. I stream Monday through Friday, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will be live on Sunday with Vino's project, Stoneworks. He's worked on it a bit more, and we did a first impressions on Stoneworks. Fantastic game. He's having T, myself, and him all play at the same time. Well, I'll be controlling it, but T's going to also take over from time to time. And Vino's going to be on the live chat with us, so it'll be us three live for an hour or so on Sunday.
Stoneworks is an amazing game. Definitely tune in.
Yeah, check that out. It'll be around 1 or 2 or 3 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. But it'll be posted in the Discord. So once again, join the Discord. Thank you so much for coming to this live stream. I really appreciate the feedback and interactions. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the on the Discord. And anytime I'm live streaming, I'd love to help you guys. Thank you so much, Skepsis D, for tuning in today. Joni, Spam, appreciate it. Carrid, thanks for the ARG, the @ARG tip. That helped me with the script. Indigo Babies, thank you so much for tuning in and checking my mic. Feeling good, love you back. Fortnite Mapper, thank you as always. Virus Chris, thank you so much. He says, I like to create some RPGs and Mega Man X-like games in the future, hoping there's an entire engine that makes it easy to do. RPGs and Mega Man X-like, yeah, you could do that in GMS2. You can do RPGs in RPG Maker MV. Everybody, Wallbound, of course, my wife, Tease Jams.
Yeah.
And my baby, thank you for joining the live stream, Lily.
Say bye.
I love you. I love you. You've been talking a lot. Mwah. All right, guys, I love you. We'll see you guys on Monday. Bye-bye.